So students, the next part of electrostatics. This video will study what is electric dipole and how to find the electric field due to dipole. Electric dipole. See, as the name itself indicates, electric dipole, it has two ends or it carries two charges which are equal and opposite in nature, separated by some small distance. Basically, what is dipole? It is a system of two equal and opposite charges. Two equal and opposite charges separated by small distance. This system is called as electric dipole. So it is a system of two equal and opposite charges. See, this is a distance, it will be practically very small. This will be minus q placed at A, this will be plus q placed at B. A system of two equal and opposite charges separated by some small distance. This system is called as electric dipole. The distance between two charges. The distance between two charges here will be practically very small distance. The distance between two charges is generally called as dipole length. See? The distance between two charges is called as dipole length, and this is the midpoint of the dipole O. Around this dipole, if I take any point here on this everywhere around the dipole, if I take any point around the dipole, as this distance is very small, any distance or distance of any point around the dipole will be generally measured from the midpoint of the dipole. See, generally measured from the midpoint of the dipole. For that reason, what we'll do, we'll take this distance as 2a. 2a means I can take this as just a also, just x also, just l also. Instead of taking just a or just l or just x, I am taking it as 2a, because in most of the situation what we'll do, we'll measure these distances. Suppose if I take a point here, I want to measure the distance of this point from the midpoint. If I take it as a, again you have to divide it. If I take this entire distance as a, again it will be a by 2, then I have to measure this is a by 2 plus something. Instead of doing that like that, for our convention, what we'll do is, we'll take this distance as 2a. And what 2a stands for? 2a is dipole length. So conventionally, we'll take the distance between two charges as 2a, which is called as dipole length. Okay. Then this is dipole length. One more quantity we'll define for this dipole. That quantity is called as dipole moment. Dipole moment. What is dipole moment? It is a generally vector. You might have heard this word in chemistry. Dipole moment means it is a product of either of the charge of the dipole. Magnitude will take product of magnitude of either charge of the dipole. Anyone you can take either charge of the dipole or any one charge of the dipole and distance between two charges, which is nothing but dipole length. Distance between two charges. See, what is dipole moment? Dipole moment is a vector, is generally a vector, which is given by the product of one of these charges. Take any charge. Product of one of this charge multiplied by the distance between two charges. Distance between two charges we fixed it as 2a. What I told initially, the dipole moment is a vector. See, dipole moment is a vector. From this formula, what are the units of dipole moment? Units of P you can also write. Units of P will be charge multiplied by distance. Then it is Coulomb meter. See, capital C, small m. Don't write it small c and small m. It stands for centimeter generally. Okay. Coulomb meter is the SI unit of this quantity. Dipole moment is basically a vector. If it is a vector, means it should have a particular direction. Conventionally, no, there is no any strong reason behind this. Just conventionally, the direction of dipole moment is taken from minus q to plus q. See, this is a small introduction about the dipole. What is generally a dipole is? A system of two equal and opposite charges separated by small distance is called as dipole. The distance between these two charges is taken as 2a, which is called as dipole length. Why you have taken 2a? Because measurements are made from the center. If we take it as a, then we need to divide it as a by 2 and a by 2. Then mathematics becomes little complex. It's like, and dipole moment means, what is dipole moment? It is the product of one of the charge multiplied by dipole length. Generally it is a vector whose direction will be taken from minus charge to plus charge. These things you have to remember about the dipole before going to find the electric field. You make a note of these things. Okay, what is dipole moment and what is its direction? Length of the dipole is 2a. Okay, then any line, suppose on this dipole moment, if I draw a straight line, which passes through both the charges, a straight line which passes through both the charges. This is the straight line which is passing through both the charges. Here, straight line passing through both the charges. That means a straight line passing through both charges is generally called as axial line. See here, what is axial line? It is a straight line, whatever I have drawn with this blue marker. See, what is axial line? Axial line means a straight line which passes through both the charges, which passes through both points A and B like that, which passes through both the charges like this. This line is called as, which line it is? This line is called as axial line. Okay. If I draw a plane, this is called as axial plane line. The axial line you remember. Then one more line will be there, which is called as equatorial line or equatorial line. What is called as equatorial line means if this is also a straight line which is perpendicular to the dipole length, perpendicular to the dipole axis. Dipole axis. This line is called as dipole axis. Therefore, it is called axial line. Perpendicular to dipole axis and passing through center. A straight line which is perpendicular to the dipole axis like this. It is perpendicular. If I draw a plane covering this line, that plane is called as equatorial line. This line is called as what? This line is called as equatorial line. Equatorial line. See, these are the things you have to remember about dipole. What is dipole? It's a system of two equal and opposite charges separated by small distance. That distance is called as dipole length. Then what is dipole moment? Dipole moment is generally denoted by Q, P, letter P, which is nothing but the product of one of the charge multiplied by this distance. You know what is the unit. What is the direction of the dipole moment? You remember. What is the direction of the dipole moment? Dipole moment is always from minus to plus, minus charge to plus charge. Then a straight line which passes through the axis of the dipole like this is called as axial line, and a straight line which is perpendicular to the dipole axis and passing through the center, that line is called as equatorial line. Okay. Then how to calculate electric field due to electric dipole? I told you in the last class only, if there is a charge Q, if there is a charge plus Q and you want to find the electric field at a point P which is at a distance x, what is the formula of the electric field? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by x square. From this point to this charge, what is the distance? That you have to square of this distance. Whatever may be the distance between this charge and point, it is not always x square. Whatever may be the distance between charge and point, square of that distance you have to take. What about the direction of electric field? I told direction of electric field is, if it is plus, then will be away from the charge like this. If it is minus, then it is towards the charge. That we remember in the last video, in the electric field part 1, I explained this. Now we will see how to derive the electric field due to electric dipole. Electric field intensity due to a dipole. While deriving the electric field due to a dipole, what we will do? We will derive it at different points. As we will derive the electric field on the axial line first, axial point, that means the point which is taken on the axial line, and we will derive the electric field on the equatorial line. So, equatorial lines, any point which is taken on the equatorial line, that also we can do, and we can derive it around any point which is at any point around the dipole, which is neither on the axial line nor on the equatorial line. That general derivation we will study in the next class. In this class, we will see how to derive the expression for electric field when the point is taken on the axial line and when the point is taken on the equatorial line. By now you understood what is axial line and what is equatorial line. It is very clear. First I will take electric field intensity due to a dipole electric field intensity due to a dipole at a point on the axial line, or you can take it as axis of the dipole. Electric field intensity due to a dipole on the axis of, at a point taken on the axis of the dipole, that means on the axial line. See, this is A plus Q charge. I will draw it here so that you can take the point comfortably. This is plus Q placed at A. This is minus Q which is placed at B. This is A and B. This distance, what I told, it is conventionally taken as 2A. Then I will take a point on the axis of the dipole anywhere. This side also you can take, this side also you can take. This is minus Q, this is plus Q. Then what is this? This is the direction of the dipole moment. Dipole moment will be always from minus charge to plus charge, like that. This is the midpoint of the dipole. Dipole moment, we will take it later. This is the midpoint of the dipole. This is the direction of dipole moment. Let me get. Then anywhere on this side or this side on the axial line, we will take a point. See, this is the axial line. This is the axial line. On the axial line, let me take a point here. Let us take this is point P. The distance of this point P generally we will measure from dipole center or dipole midpoint of the dipole. Let us say the distance between this point and the midpoint of the dipole. This distance I will take it as R. See, make clear about every distance from where we are taking. This is the distance of this point taken on the axial line from the midpoint of the dipole. What is the distance? OP is equal to R. See, what is AB? Let AB is a dipole having charges minus Q and plus Q. Okay? Minus Q and plus Q are the charges on the dipole. Let, what is 2A? 2A is length of the dipole. 2A is the length of dipole. Then let us also write O is what? O is midpoint of the dipole. Okay? Then here we know it very clearly. What is the equation for dipole moment? This dipole moment is 1 of the charge multiplied by distance to A. You remember it. And what is O? Midpoint of the dipole. Let P is a point on the axis of the dipole. On the axis of the dipole, so that this OP is equal to R. OP is equal to R, where we want to find electric field intensity or electric field. Is it clear? This is the point we have taken on the axis of the dipole. where we want to find the electric field. Okay, then first let us check how many electric field will be at point A. At point A, both these charges will make their own electric fields. Make a note of this. Write all these things. Pause the video and write. Let me clear the distances. Okay? Let us see. At this point, let us remember it later. P is equal to Q into 2A, directed from minus Q to plus Q. What is the distance? See, electric field due to this charge at this point, whether it will be directed this side or this side, that depends on the nature of charge. If this is minus charge, then the electric field due to this charge at this point will be towards the charge, which we call it as E1. What is E1? Electric field due to the charge placed at A, which is negative. Therefore, electric field is towards the charge. Then, what is electric field away? That is, electric field due to this positive charge will be away from this point, which we call it as E2. Two electric fields are in the opposite direction. Okay. Now is let E1 is the electric field due to electric field at P due to charge minus Q at A. E1 is the electric field due to this charge, which is towards the charge because it is negative charge. Then how to write the value of E1? Now for that you see the distance between this charge and this point. Distance between this charge and point. From here to here, see this is 2A. From here to here it is A. It is A. Then from this minus charge to the point, this is A plus R. Try to understand it. The distance between this minus charge, I will remove this. We know this is A. The distance between this minus charge and the point P is, which is R plus A. Then can you see what is the distance between this charge and this point? This is total is R minus A. This distance I want R minus A. This will be R minus A. Clearly we should understand this distance is R minus A. This is R, this is A. In this R, if you subtract this A, you will get this as R minus A. Then you can write this very clearly. What is the electric field due to this charge at this point? Distance is R plus A. Therefore, E1 is equal to 1 by 4 by epsilon naught. Distance, charge is Q. Distance is A to P. First I will write it as AP square. Therefore, one more point you can write, E1 is equal to 1 by 4 by epsilon naught. This charge distance will be AP square. A to P, this is R plus A whole square. This field will be along this direction, P to A you can take or P to O you can take. This will be along PA towards the charge. Followed this much? Understood? Then let E2 is the electric field at P due to the charge plus Q at B. Electric field due to this charge is positive, it should be away from the charge like this, away from the charge. But what is the distance here? This is r minus a. Then that E2 will be given by 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught charge divided by distance is bp square, or I can write this as E2 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, charge is q, distance is r minus a whole square. Let us call this as equation number 1 if you want. Call this as equation number 2. This is electric field due to negative charge and this is electric field due to positive charge. Make a note, we will calculate net field. Write this. Pause the video for 2 minutes and write this. Net field, if you want to calculate, either you have to subtract E1 from E2 or E2 from E1. We will do E2 minus E1 if E2 is greater than E1. If E1 is greater, then we will do E1 minus E2. Now we will try to see which is greater, which charge is closer to this point. This distance is less, this charge is close, this distance is less. Distance is less means electric field is inversely proportional to distance. Lesser the distance, stronger is the field. E2 will be more than E1. Why? Because this distance is less, r minus a is less than r plus a. This distance is less, therefore this field will be strong. This field will be greater. Then to calculate the net field, we will take E2 minus E1. Okay? Make a note. Noted? Let us continue this. Since E2 is greater than E1, the resultant electric intensity at P is given by E is equal to E2 minus E1. Okay? Because E2 is greater than E1. E2 is the electric field due to positive charge. E1 is the electric field due to negative charge. It is very simple. Now, net field E will be equal to, what is E2? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R minus A whole square minus, what is E1? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R plus A whole square, and some simple calculation is here. Then this will be equal to, what is common? Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught is common. Then what will remain here? 1 divided by R minus A whole square minus 1 divided by R plus A whole square. Then this is E is equal to Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught common. This R plus A whole square goes this side, R minus A whole square this goes this side. Can do it simply. See here, R1 plus A goes this side. That means R plus A whole square minus is there, and this will be R minus A whole square. And how much it will be? This is R square plus A square plus 2AR, A plus B whole square formula. minus, I will explain this calculation. In the expression I will write it directly. This will be r plus a whole square this side minus r minus a whole square. This will be r square plus a square plus 2ar minus a minus b whole square. This will be r square plus a square plus b square minus 2ar. Then if you open the bracket, this will be r square plus a square plus 2ar minus r square minus a square minus into minus plus, this will be 2ar, this plus r square minus r square plus a square minus a square cancel. This comes to be 4ar in the denominator. Followed this? See, this is 4ar, whatever calculation is there I have done here. Then what will be here? This will be r plus a whole square into r minus a whole square. Then I will take r plus a into r minus a. I will put the square commonly to both. This will be r plus a whole square into r minus a whole square. Then this square I can put commonly to both. Follow this? This is nothing but a square into b square and ab whole square. Okay. This will be q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. Then this is 4ar here divided by, this will be r plus a into r minus a plus b into a minus b. That whole square is there, that you don't leave. This will be a plus b into a minus b will be a square minus b square within this square bracket. Whole square is there. This should be. Followed the, understand the calculation? You understood the calculations? Simple calculation is there. Then this E will be equal to, what is this? Q divided by. Then I will make slight adjustment here. This will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Instead of writing this Q into 4a, I will write here Q into 2a. Q into 2a. 1a remains and r remains. Q into 2a have taken. 2a. What will be remaining here? Q into 2a. Then it will be 2 into r remains. This is 2r. Whole divided by r square minus a square so you can write this as simply whole square here, r square minus a square whole square. Therefore, or you can write in the next step, make a note of this, I will continue here. You understood this? A simple calculation, r plus a whole square, r minus a whole square, it will be 4ar, and r plus a into r minus will be r square minus a square. Then the net field will be, finally, this E will be equal to 1 by 4 by epsilon naught. What is this Q into 2A? Q into 2A is P, in magnitude I will take, not direction. This is P. Then Q into 2A is P. Then this will be 2R. Instead of writing this, all these things I will write 2PR here. 2PR divided by R square minus A square whole square. Okay, this is the electric field at that point P, which is taken on the axle line. Then at last, after deriving this much, we will assume something here. What is that assumption? Is practically it is true. This dipole distance, usually practical dipoles will be molecules, the polar molecules. Like for example, if we take carbon chlorine bond like this will be plus, this will be minus. Practically the distance, this distance is nothing but bond length. See, practically this distances will be very less compared to R. A will be very less. If R is very less, suppose if A is very less compared to R, our dipole length, if if I say R is very greater than A, then we will take it as a short dipole. For short dipole, R will be very greater than, very large compared to A. That means in the approximation you can take A is equal to 0 here. If you take A is equal to 0 here, then it will be R square whole square. It will be R raised to 4. In the numerator one R is there. You cancel it. What will get is? This will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. This will be 2p. This R I can write here. Divide by R raised to 4. R by R raised to 4 is R cube. This is the final expression for electric field due to dipole. When the point is taken on the axis of the dipole. Okay? Then what is the direction of this dipole? Net field. E2 is more than the direction of this field. What is E2? E2 is more than E1. If this is 10 and this is 5, answer will be 5. The direction of this vector, if this is larger vector 10 Newton, if this is 5 Newton, then resultant will be 10 minus 5. Sure that resultant is 10 minus 5. What is the direction of that 5 resultant? 5 will be always towards larger vector. That means if it is E2, it is E1. The resultant will be along E2. That means which is along the dipole moment. Dipole moment is also in this direction. Net field is also in this direction. That means if you take the direction of this field, direction of the field will be net field I am talking about. The direction of resultant field E is along dipole moment, is along P. That means you can say angle between P and E is 0 degree when we will take point on the axis of the dipole. So or else you can say E is parallel to P, or you can say E is, we'll say parallel to P. In which case, when we take point on the axis of the dipole. Understood it? Okay? This is very simple derivation of the electric field when the point is taken on the axis of the dipole. Up to this you have to derive. This is for up to this is the final expression. Lastly we will assume a short dipole. Short dipole means what? This A will be very less compared to R. Then this A can be neglected. This R square will be whole square, R raised to 4. R by R raised to 4 is R cube. Then yesterday in the electric field derivation, electric field video, when we have introduced the electric field, what is electric field? Electric field due to point charge is there. Electric field due to point charge, it will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. That means electric field is inversely proportional to R square. In case of dipole, electric field is inversely proportional to R cube. Wherever you take point, electric field is inversely proportional to R cube. This is the electric field at a point on the axis. Okay, what is the direction of the field? It is along P, it is parallel to P, and the angle between P and E is 0 degree. Okay, this is electric field at point on the axis of the dipole. Okay, pause the video, write all the steps very clearly. Without writing you can't remember this mathematics. Okay. Now we'll see the second derivation. Electric field intensity due to a dipole at a point on the, will change this. On the equatorial line or in the equatorial plane also. In beginning only I told you what is equatorial line and what is axial line. Axial line is, what is axial line? Straight line passing through both the charges. Equatorial line, it's a line which is perpendicular to the dipole axis and passing through the center of the dipole. Same description you can write again. Consider AB is a dipole having some charges minus q and plus q. Let 2L is the length of the dipole and P is a point. See, again this is minus q situated at point A. I will take it here. Minus q situated at A. This is plus q situated at B. AB is dipole. Then what is length of the dipole? This is O, midpoint of the dipole. Whatever in the beginning in the previous video, previous derivation I have written, this axial line, same thing you can write first. Let AB is a dipole having the charges minus q and plus q. Let 2L is the length of the dipole and O is the midpoint. But let P is a point on the, P is a point on axial line, on equatorial line, on equatorial line, which is again at a distance r from the midpoint of the dipole. R from the midpoint of the dipole. This O to P, again it is R, where we want to find the electric field. This is, see, resolution of vector you remember. In first year whatever we studied, resolution of vector like this. If this is x axis, this is y axis, here is a vector v, if this is theta, then vector v can be resolved into two components. How? This will be v cos theta and this will be v sin theta like that. So, theta is attached to x axis and this is y axis. This is one component, this is other component. The component to which theta is attached, that will be always cos component and the other component will be sin component. Theta is attached here, so it will be v cos theta, whatever may be this vector. If this vector is A, this will be A cos theta, this is A sin theta. Which component you have to take cos theta? The component to which axis, to which part, this line, to which part this theta is attached? Theta is attached to first line, therefore this will be A cos theta, this will be A sin theta. Remember this, it will be helpful to us here. See, again, let E1 is the electric field at P. Again I am not going to write the description whatever written in the previous derivation. E1 is the electric field at P. This is P. We will write here P. At P, due to charge minus Q at A. Electric field due to E1 is electric field due to this charge. Then I told how to take the direction of electric field. Since this is negative charge, the direction of electric field due to this charge at this point, if I draw, will it be towards the charge or away from the charge? It will be towards the charge like this, towards the charge. Then similarly, the electric field due to this charge, at this point We draw the vectors very clearly. This is the electric field. At this point, this is positive, then the electric field will be away. This is negative, this is electric field is towards. This I am taking it as E1. Remaining distance you see. This distance is 2a. This distance is a. This distance is a. Then this is a. This is P. See. This is the point P. Then electric field due to this charge will be away from the charge. Then what is the magnitude you see? E1 will write plus make it. What is E1? Electric field due to minus charge. What will be this distance AP? This is A, this is R. AP will be equal to BP. AP is equal to, this is root of A square plus R square, Pythagoras theorem will use, which is equal to BP also. This is R, this is A, this will be root of R square plus A square. Then BP is equal to root of R square plus A square. Then if you want to write the value of electric field, E1 is equal to, see, this is the direction of the dipole moment, dipole axis. E1 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by distance square, AP square. You can write this as AP square first. Then E1 will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by, what is AP? Root of R square plus A square. Or AP square is equal to house in Kelvin. AP square will be root of R square plus A square whole square. This is R square plus A square. Follow this. What will be its direction? Along AP or PA? Along PA towards the charge. This is electric field due to negative charge. I will draw a parallel line here which is parallel to the axis of the dipole. Let me take these angles as theta and theta. This will be theta and symmetrically this is theta. This is E1. This E1 can be resolved into two components like this. One component will be like this, one component will be like this. Then this is E1. Theta is attached to here, theta is attached to this line. This will be E1 cos theta and this side it will be E1 sin theta. I resolved E1 into two components. One is perpendicular to the dipole axis and another is parallel to the dipole axis. E1 can be resolved into two components. This is E1 cos theta and this is E1 sin theta. E1 cos theta is parallel to the dipole axis, parallel to dipole. Of course, it is opposite to dipole moment. Then it is, another will be sin theta. This is perpendicular to dipole. Why you resolve these components, resolved into as two components, that we'll understand it now. Then let us say E2 is electric field at P due to plus Q at B. Then you can write the value of E2. Because this is positive charge, electric field will be away from the charge. I can take this as E2. Again, this E2 can be resolved into two components like this. One along this direction and one component is along this direction. Theta is attached to this line. Then this will be E2 cos theta, then it will be E2 sin theta. What is E2? Make a note of these things, pause the video and write continuously so that you can remember it. Okay. Then what is E2? E2 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. This charge divided by Bp square. Bp square is again root of r square plus a square whole square. Then this will be r square plus a square. The direction of this field will be along Bp or Pb. This will be along Bp, away from the charge. Okay. Again, this can be also resolved into two components. One is E2 cos theta, which is parallel to dipole axis. Okay, this side, of course it is anti-parallel to P. For this line it is parallel, suppose. Direction I will see later. Then it will be E2 sin theta. This is perpendicular to dipole axis. Again we resolve this vector into two components. Okay. This is perpendicular to dipole axis. We have written E1 and we resolved it into two components. We have written E2, again we resolved it into two components. See which components are going to get cancelled. That is very important. Now E1 and E2 sin theta, they are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. Okay. Here you can mention some axis also, along px dash, along py, you can write like this. Okay. Sometimes E2 cos theta, this will be x dash, this is x. Sometimes E2 cos theta is along px dash, E2 sin theta will be along py, like that we can write. Yeah. Okay. These are the two components of E2. Which components are opposite in direction now? E1 sin theta and E2 sin theta are opposite in direction. The components E1 and E2, so E1 sin theta and E2 sin theta are equal and opposite, and therefore they get cancelled each other. They cancel each other. They get cancelled. Then net field will be given by which components? Net field will be given by cos components, because E1 cos theta in this direction, E2 cos theta is also in this direction. These two will not get cancelled because these are in the same direction. They will just get add up to give the net field. Then net electric intensity or net electric field is given by whom? E is equal to E1 cos theta plus E2 cos theta. Now you carefully observe E1 and E2 values. E1 is also equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square plus a square. E2 is also equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. Then this will be E cos theta plus E cos theta. This is E net. This is E net. Since these two are equal, then E cos theta plus E cos theta, that will be 2E cos theta. Okay? On end. Then you see. How to calculate the remaining field? See, E net is equal to 2E cos theta. This is 2 into what is E? E is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r square plus a square into cos theta. This is theta here. What is cos theta? This side is root of r square plus a square. This side is a. This is hypotenuse. This is adjacent. What is cos theta is equal to? Adjacent by hypotenuse. Adjacent is a. Hypotenuse is r square plus a square root. Instead of writing root, I will write half here. Then this will be value of e. This is 1. 1 by 4 pi epsilon q by r square plus a square raised to 1. Then a divided by r square plus a square raised to half. Then e net will be equal to, instead of writing this 2 here, I will write it here, to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. This term I will adjust it as 2a into q, or this is q into 2a. Q into 2a, you remember what is q into 2a? Q into 2a is P, dipole moment. Dipole moment P will be equal to Q into 2a. Then this will be r square plus a square raised to 1, r square plus a square raised to half. Then it will be r square plus a square raised to 3 by 2. Then one more term to replace this 2a into q, I can write b. Then E net will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. This will be P divided by r square plus a square raised to 3 by 2. This is the dipole. At the end, what assumption I told? If I take a very short dipole, then r will be very greater than a. Then this becomes r square plus 0. Will be r square raised to 3 by 2. R square raised to 3 by 2. This 2 will get cancelled. Then r cube will remain. Then E will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P divided by r cube. This is the electric field on the equatorial line. Follow this. Electric field on the equatorial line. Electric field on the axial line was 2p by r cube. This is p by r. Then what is the direction of the field here? Very carefully observe it. This is dipole moment. This is dipole moment. And the net field E1 cos theta plus E2 cos theta, net field will be in this direction. Dipole moment is in this direction. Net field is in this direction. This is E net, because both are in the same direction, we added them. E net is in this direction. That means what is the angle between direction of the field, if you want to write? Direction of the field is, you can write E is anti-parallel to P. E is anti-parallel to P, or angle between E and P is 180, I can write. Okay? E is opposite to P. P is in this direction, E is in this direction. Okay? But not along the same line. Huh? It is not like this. Opposite to P means it is not like this. It will be at this point, it will be like this. Whatever equatorial line you will take, that will be perpendicular to this equatorial line. Perpendicular to equatorial line and anti-parallel to P. Okay? This is the direction of the field. Again you see, electric field is inversely proportional to R cube. What is the relation SE? Both these things we have written, we have understood it very clearly. Electric field due to a dipole on the axial line and equatorial line. What is the electric field on the axial line? On the axial and the axis, this is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p by r cube. On the equatorial line is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught p by r cube. Then this is nothing but, this is 2 times of this. E axial is equal to 2 times of E equatorial. Okay? See, these are the two derivations at two different points. One is axial point, another is equatorial point. In the next class, we will continue the dipole and let us try to derive the electric field at a general point and how to take the direction of electric field at that point. Okay, thank you.